Hello and welcome back to the channel. A couple of weeks ago, we rolled over the 100,000 subscriber milestone here on the channel. So if you are one of my subscribers, I definitely want to say thank you so much for your support. And realistically, there's only one way that I know how to do that, and that's to try to give something back to at least a few of you guys. And I've been thinking about it for a while, trying to figure out what I should give away, and Prime Day gave me the perfect opportunity. Obviously, I wanted to give away a phone. A large part of what this channel has been about is about cell phones. And obviously, without breaking the bank, I wanted to be able to give away more than one phone, but also not have them be the bottom of the barrel, you know, ultra budget, super cheapo phones. And like I said, on Prime Day, Amazon gave me that opportunity. This is not a sponsorship, not a paid anything. This is entirely out of the pocket of the channel. I bought phones. Now, we did hit 100,000. This is not a million. This is not 10 million. So I'm not giving away thousands and thousands of phones. I'm giving away 2 for right now, but I did buy 3. Okay, technically I bought 4, but this is for something else we'll get to in just a minute. So today we're going to be unboxing, taking a quick look at all 3 of the different colors that were available. There's actually a 4th color that was not available of the Essential phone. Now I know that I'm quite a bit late to the party on this guy, but when compared to a lot of the budget phones, the phones in the $200 to $300 price range I was looking at purchasing for this giveaway, this thing came out at $700 and blows those competition phones out of the water in terms of specs and in terms of software from what I've heard. And in case I forgot to mention it a minute ago, the reason I did buy 3, aside from the fact I wanted to give 2 of those 3 away, was so that I could get a look at all 3 of the available colors: Halo Gray, Black Moon, and Pure White. There's also a really nice looking blue one. I think it's blue and gold. It's like a coral blue. They did not have that one available, unfortunately, but here we do have the 3 available colors. And actually, I've got this other one here. Like I said, it's another Halo Gray, but that's for another reason. So I'm very quickly going to go ahead and open all 3 of these up. Just take a look at the phones, make sure the phones are in there, see what the color differences look like. Pick one for myself to keep, to turn on, to take a look at, to use. Maybe try it as a daily driver and do some camera tests and whatnot. And the other 2, we will end up doing a giveaway, so we'll get to that in a minute as well. So just going top to bottom, left to right as it were, here in the first box, this is the Halo Gray PH1, the Essential Phone 1. Then when we pull it out, this is what the Halo Gray looks like. It actually looks almost black. Next up, we have the Black Moon. And just putting these 2 side by side, looking at them in the light, I can definitely tell a difference, but the colors are kind of close to each other. It kind of looks like the Halo Gray just faded out a little bit. And then finally, the Pure White, and that is definitely a very striking look. And if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of trying to cover up all the serial numbers and IMEIs and everything here. So for the phones I give away, I'm not going to give away all the information on them. But there are those 3 colors. And to be real, I think that I'm actually going to end up keeping the Halo Gray one just because it is not terribly striking, so you guys may prefer the other 2. So those are the 2 I'm going to put back in the box, and we'll continue taking a look at the Halo Gray. And before we go too much further with this, let's go ahead and open the box up, see what else comes in it. So if you do happen to win one of these, this is what you should expect to receive in the box. There's a little pull tab here in the middle, which has a SIM ejector tool on it, and a little bit of documentation in there. There's a USB Type-C to 3.5mm adapter, a braided USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, very nice, and a USB Type-C wall wart. It says it is a 27-watt USB adapter with output 5 volt at 3 amps or 9 volt at 3 amps. That seems like a weird output. It actually kind of seems like there should be something under where the phone was sitting as well, but I haven't been able to actually pull this up. I can only assume that this is hollow. And then we have the phone itself. Go ahead and just peel all this away, and the stuff on the back. And actually, now that I've peeled that away, you get that shiny, glossy finish off in favor of a more matte finish. I think I'm a pretty big fan of this one. I'm curious if the other 2 would have been very glossy or if they're matte like this as well, because this in matte white might have been really nice. Nope, I took a quick peek. This is a very glossy white, and I can only assume the black is very glossy as well, so I think I'm pretty happy with this choice so far. Before I go too much further, I wanted to just review all the specs of it, and actually, this is a ridiculously impressive phone. The specs that it came with at the price that I paid for these. This was $250 per phone on Amazon Prime Day. I think they're $400 to $430 right now on Amazon. $399 in a few places. But this phone comes running Android 7.1.1, a current upgrade to Android 8.1 Oreo. It has the Snapdragon 835 processor in it, the octa-core, 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, a 3040 milliamp hour battery, not replaceable, obviously it's all sealed, a 5.71 inch display. You can kind of see there's a bit of a bezel here at the bottom, 2560 by 1312 QHD, dual 13 megapixel rear facing camera, One is RGB and one is monochrome with an f1.85 lens. Does 4K 30 rear-facing video. 8 megapixel front-facing camera, a little notch here in the front. This guy kind of started the notch movement, as it were. 8 megapixels, f2.2, does 4K 30 frames per second video. So I'm really curious to see how that turns out. Might do a quick test of that in this video as well. I've not seen a phone that does 4K on the front-facing camera. These specs are ridiculously impressive, and I kind of just skipped over it when I first heard about it. But here on the right-hand side, power button, volume buttons, not a volume rocker, 2 separate buttons. The SIM card slot's actually on the bottom, that's interesting. USB-C port and speaker grill. This would probably be the microphone. Nothing on the left-hand side, nothing on the top, and I can only assume you've got your dual LED flash over here, and I think these are IR or lasers. I saw it in there somewhere. We'll get to that if it comes up. Let's go ahead and just power it on. Might have to actually plug it in first. Nope. So there's their Essential logo, as well as powered by Android. And I do remember when this was first released and first announced, one of their big marketing ploys was only the Essentials, and that's why it's not hugely branded. It's not branded at all, realistically. It's not obviously one phone over another. It doesn't really have that iPhone design that most of the phones are going for nowadays. But, here we are after less than 30 seconds. The phone is up and it's ready to go. So let's go. Insert a SIM card. We'll skip that for now. We're going to set this up as a new device. Connect it to my Wi-Fi network. And we're connecting. We're checking for updates. I'm going to have to sign in with my Gmail account. We'll set up a fingerprint to use that rear-facing fingerprint sensor. So let's see. It seems to be registering it really fast. I'm just tapping my finger on it over and over again in slightly different ways. Add another finger just from the other side. And that was real quick. It's asking to turn on Google Assistant. Teach the Assistant to recognize your voice. And I can say the trigger word to unlock the device and access the Assistant directly. Confirm the PIN or use this. And I think that's it. We'll go ahead and get started. Now that's kind of a creepy looking background. And it's actually saying there's another build ready to go. There's another update ready. So let's see what it's running out of the box. I'm guessing Android 7.1. Yep, I'm correct. Android 7.1.1. And there's your Nougat logo with the cat. And I'll get the update done here in just a minute, but let's take a look at what actually comes on the phone. There's nothing on the home screen here. When you swipe up, you can see the installed apps. There's one page of apps. We have the Amazon, the A word that I'm not going to say because I don't want to trigger any echoes in the audience. Sorry if Echo or Amazon was your trigger word, but the Amazon app is here for the A word. A slew of Google apps, Google Duo, and that's actually it. Like, that's entirely it. It's nice that it does come with Google Drive pre-installed and Google Play Movies and music, but that's very much bare bones. It is, you get what you get and that's it. That wallpaper is definitely very creepy though. But there are a small selection of wallpapers available, so maybe we'll just select another one and go on from there. Slightly better. But there's a bunch of app updates available. You can also see maybe here Essential Services is installed, which claims to be core services needed by your Essential phone. Not sure exactly what that means, but it's like a 1 megabyte app. There's the Essential Camera. So instead of being the traditional Android camera, it is the Essential Camera. I have heard there's a way to install the Google camera to it. Maybe it's an APK you have to sideload, but I'm curious just to try the one that came included on it. So that's what it looks like. We've got portrait, photo, and black and white as options. The portrait, it says it has to be 1 to 6 feet away from the subject, and then we can click over here onto video, switch into video mode, slow-mo video, and black and white. So you can do black and white video out of the gate. That's kind of cool. And here in the top left, there's a settings button, so you can turn a grid on. Auto HDR down here, put it in video mode, see what options we've got. A button up here, it says HD, it says 60, it says 4K, and then back to HD. So I think we'll leave it on 4K. Switch back to the front-facing camera. It also says 4K. What happens if I switch this? HD stays on HD. So HD and 4K are the options there. There's no 60 frames on this one. And it switches back to HD and then back to 60. So it does keep track of what frame rate you're on when you switch back and forth. I had that issue with the BlackBerry Key 2 where switching back and forth, it would kind of go weird on the video resolution. Very nice with that. Let's do a quick test of the video and just see what it's like. This is the fresh out of the box, and then maybe we'll do another video after all the updates. So this is a quick video from the rear-facing camera of the Essential PH1 4K 30 frames per second video here in my home studio setup with pretty decently bright lighting. Maybe we'll take this outside here in a minute after all the updates are run and see what everything looks like, do some photos and stuff. And this is a 4K video from the front-facing camera of the Essential phone. Just looking at it on the screen, things seem to look pretty good. I'm guessing in the darker corners of the room we're going to see a little bit more grain, but as front-facing cameras go, the shutter speed seems to be pretty decent. Obviously we're in bright studio lights here, so it's going to be one of the better lighting scenarios you're going to have for a situation like this, but let me know what you think of the video from this. We'll get back to the main camera. So that was definitely interesting. 4K on the front-facing camera of a cell phone. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the update process on this, maybe do a couple more videos with it, front and rear facing, indoors, outdoors, wherever else, and then I'll give you the details on how you might be able to win one of these phones for yourself. And we're back at the end of the evening. I've actually been using this phone for the grand majority of the evening, for probably, I'd say 2 to 3 hours. Took some photos and some videos. I'll go ahead and show some of those right here. This is a quick sample of the rear-facing video, the 4K 30 frames per second video after the Android 8.1 update. Just came outside very quickly to take a look around, sunset and whatnot, some decent golden hour footage, and then also some front-facing 4K 30 frames per second video with the Android 8.1 updated essential camera. What I did notice from the front-facing camera is in the darkness inside, it goes a bit weird. It's like you can't change the, I can't make any changes to the front-facing video by tapping the screen. On the rear-facing, you can tap the screen and change the exposure, but once it's locked on, that's that on the front-facing, which kind of stinks. With the Google camera, if I add the Google camera after the fact, it works just fine. And as an example, I just installed the APK for the Google 8.1 camera, pulled it from XDA link to another site. Anyway, I'll try to put that down below. But now I can tap on different parts of the frame and adjust it. There we go, really dark and then really bright, and wherever it wants to be. Tap back on it where I want it to focus and set the exposure, and it's adjustable after the fact. So that's a weirdness with the front-facing camera on the essential camera. I didn't do a whole lot with it. So far, pretty good first impressions of the phone. The battery life is definitely very respectable. Again, only been using it for a few hours, but that's a lot of screen on time, and it went from 100% down to 85%. Not bad at all. I did actually find out these two little dots here on the back that I had no idea what they were. Those are used for accessory ports. So if you have the 360 camera that they sell, I think it's a $50 accessory, you clip it on the back there. They talked about making a wireless charging pad that you would clip it onto. You have the pad plugged into the wall. Haven't seen that one for sale yet. So that's what that is for, and that's kind of a neat, almost modular option. The things that this is missing, obviously it does not have wireless charging out of the box. It also is not waterproof. But if you don't mind that, this is definitely, so far, an excellent phone. And the front-facing video actually looked almost as good as the rear-facing, which is a huge surprise for me. This could actually be one of the best phones as a daily vlogger. Like if you wanted to just have a phone that you carried around to use for like family videos and videos of what's going on in your life, this might be the best one on the market for that, because it has 128 gigs of storage, a decent sized battery, 4K video on the front and rear facing camera. That's pretty nice. There was a little bit of weirdness with the front-facing camera in that in the essential camera, you cannot adjust the focus, the exposure, or anything while you're recording your front-facing video, and it actually would just stick. It completely automatically adjusted everything as soon as you hit the button. So if I had it facing the wrong direction and there was a little bit of a backlight, it completely blew it out so that everything was black except for that background light. That's a software bug. I switched over and tested out the Google camera, just installed the APK, and it works beautifully with that. So feel free to install that and use it if you like. But to get back to the whole point of the video, 100,000 subscribers, we are now doing a giveaway. I'm going to go ahead and give a very early seal of approval for this phone. I'm a big fan of it so far, and it's going to be my secondary phone until something new and better comes along. Still definitely missing the Samsung Note 8 just because I liked having Samsung Pay, but I've started using Apple Pay, and I'll see what kind of payment solutions come with this when the time allows. But to get to the point, if you would like to get your hands on one of these phones, the Pure White or the Black Moon, there will be a link down in the video description, probably the first link to a Gleam.io giveaway. I know there's a lot of people that don't like those, and in what's probably a terrible idea, I'm going to attempt to make this an international giveaway. Just understand that if you live in a country where you're not allowed to ship cell phones to that country, I can't ship it to you. There was a previous giveaway I was a part of, and the winner that I was selected to give the phone to was in a country that has restrictions on importing cell phones and shipping cell phones into the country, so just make sure you live in a country that I can ship it to you, and we'll see what we can do. The only thing that I'm going to ask for this giveaway is that you are subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of the people that have been supporting all along, you're already in. Just have to go over to Gleam.io and say, yes, I'm in. That just validates that, yes, you are subscribed. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. And again, Gleam.io, link down below. I'm going to make it run for 2 weeks, so you've got 2 weeks. Spread the word to your friends, family, coworkers, whoever you might think is interested in a phone like this. I'm going to say I got a heck of a bargain for $250, and unfortunately it's not at that price anymore. I will also put a link to where you can find this on Amazon, Best Buy, and wherever else I can find links for it. So if you'd like to just go ahead and pick up the phone for yourself, I'm going to say it. This thing is really impressive, and they just put out news earlier today that there's an early build of Android P coming for this, a beta build. So that may turn into a future video on this channel as well. If you'd like to see a little bit more about it, I might be able to go ahead and register for that beta, get it on this phone. Now, in terms of the last phone, like I said, I bought 4 of these phones, so 2 of them I'm going to be giving away to you guys from this video. One of them, I'm going to be doing a giveaway separately. This is coming later, a couple of weeks from now possibly, maybe next week, who knows. With a couple of other guys, I'll put up a separate video and let you know about that. So be on the lookout. If you miss out on this first giveaway, maybe you can get in on this other one. I'm going to be giving the Essential phone for that one. They're going to be coming together to give away a OnePlus 6. So again, there'll be a separate video announcing that, just a quick short one later. But that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today. So head on over to Gleam.io to the first link in the description if you want to sign up for the giveaway. 2 weeks from today, I'll be ending the giveaway and I'll announce the winners on Twitter, and maybe you should follow me on Twitter while you're at it. There will be a link down below as well. If you'd like to see anything else, any more information about the Essential phone, definitely let me know in the comment section below. But thank you guys as always for watching, for subscribing to the channel, for getting us over 100,000 subscribers. That just, it means the world to me. I haven't gotten the notification to apply for my silver plaque, but when I do, you know that I'm going to go ahead and apply for it. I'm going to try to put it back here on the background somewhere so you can see it, or over on the shelf. It's been 8.5 years, almost 9 years I've been doing this on YouTube, and to finally hit this first major milestone, it definitely means the world to me. It means a huge amount to my family. Being a YouTuber has been a life-changing experience for me, put it that way. So thank you again for watching. We'll see you again next time.